Assalamu alaikum. Brother asked a question that will certain souls of disbelievers not undergo punishment in the barzakh due to certain good deeds they did when they were alive. Well, you got to remember the principle. What is the definition of a good deed? And what makes a good deed countable in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? We as individuals cannot define what is a good deed and what's a bad deed. Good deed is a good deed defined by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the message has come to us through the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, in Surah Al-Asr for example, that man is doomed except for those who believed and then did good deeds. So good deeds has to be driven by the faith, by the belief. إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ. So if a person is not even a believer, whatever good deeds they do, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala returns it back to them in this life in the forms of favors, in forms of blessings, in forms of taking calamities from them, in forms of reducing burdens on them. So they are returned everything back in this life, as there is nothing for them in any of the steps of the life hereafter. So in barzakh, there is nothing for them. So in order for you to have a good deed that is carried over into the next life, you have to be a believer. And that's what Quran says. إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ فَلَهُمْ أَجْرٌ غَيْرُ مَمْنُونَ. The never-ending reward is for those who believed and then did good deeds. So believing is step number one in the whole process. I hope that answers the question. Assalamu alaikum.